What you got, guys? Oh, yeah.
All right, Your Honor, we're back on.
I have to put back on the difference we had. I should have learned that on 850 days on the course. Shouldn't be too long. Yeah. This is here.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
Richard,
Sir.
tell Patty that as long as she's outside, she can unmute that laptop.
Okay.
Because she won't be able to, just be able to hear them.
Keep the store shut.
Your Honor, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Have you flipped over to the Spanish? Move over to the Spanish channel. Let's see if this bill can tackle this first.
She's speaking to us in the Spanish.
She will be, yes. Are you
Okay,
in
because we don't hear anything.
the Spanish channel?
I don't hear you or her.
Why don't you want to sell a bagel bowl? You know, that's. I had to ask. It was a legitimate question. That's why I was like, then why?
Hey, Richard, on the death, 2:12 p.m. The interpretation is flatline.
Aaron,
Let's shut that down, bring them in, let's put the hard vote.
All right.
oh God, I don't know. We can't hear anything out here.
All right, shut it down and bring.
All right, Ms. Bill, we're gonna do this the old school way. I can hear you and they should be able to hear you. I'll talk. The old school way. All right, Ms. Bill, do you want to establish communication with Mr. Martinez?
It's muted in here, so I guess we all need to be on the same channel.
Try now.
No bueno.
Try now. Y'all can't hear that?
Can't hear her, no.
You can't hear me?
Can't
We
hear
can hear
you.
you, but we do not hear anything.
See, I can't hear y'all now. Y'all are in the English channel now. You're on English, right?
Oh, my God.
I can hear Patty, Richard, and Judge. I cannot hear the interpreter on my side, if that makes any difference.
Well, it does make a difference because I can hear the interpreter and I can hear you, but I can't hear Richard.
I think we're good.
I think we can now.
All right.
So,
Sure. All right, go ahead, Mr. Martinez. Okay. Tired now. Ms. Field, if you'll raise your right hand and state your name and your license number for the record. Ms. Field, do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will make a true translation of the statements of the court, questions of counsel, and the testimony to be given by the witness in the matter now on trial to the best of your skill and judgment, so help you God? All right. All right, so Ms. Beal, what I'll do is I'll do it in little pieces here. And if I go too fast, say too much, you just let me know when you're ready to chime in, okay? All right, this is cause number CR 16-232, State of Texas versus, I'm sorry, I missed the wrong cause. This is cause number CR 21-382, State of Texas versus Pedro Luis Martinez Cespedes. Court finds that the defendant is set for arraignment. Mr. Schmidt, as attorney for Mr. Cespedes, are you ready for arraignment?
We are ready, Judge. I can tell the court that the indictment has Mr. Martinez Cespedes' name incorrectly. The indictment has him listed as Pedro Luis Cespedes, and it should be Pedro Luis Martinez Cespedes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Schmidt.
Yes.
Are you otherwise ready for arraignment? Have you reviewed the indictment?
We are, Judge, at this point, other than making note of the incorrect name, Mr. Cespedes understands what he's been charged with. We'll waive the formal reading and enter a plea of not guilty at this time. Correct, Judge, and we would ask that the matter be carried to a pretrial setting.
Mr. Hartwell, is there any motion by the state?
Yes, Your Honor. State moves to amend and interlineate the indictment to reflect the proper name to include Martinez in the indictment.
Good. Any objection from the defense?
Judge, we would not have an objection to interlineate and adding Martinez in the body and the heading of the indictment.
All right, the court finding there is no objection amends the indictment to correct the name of the defendant as identified by counsel. Court also enters the defendant's plea of not guilty into the record and will set this matter for pretrial hearing. Mr. Schmidt, is August 2nd, I'm sorry, August 22nd suitable? Or do you
If we could, I don't know what your docket is looking like on that August 8th date.
we can do August 8th. I just didn't know if we needed more time.
Yes, sir, that would be better. That way I can get my interpreter and we can hopefully resolve this quicker.
All right, Mr. Martinez, the court orders you back on August 8th of 2023. If you're in jail, your hearing will be at 1:30. If you make bail in this case, your hearing will be at 9 a.m. Do you understand? Do you have any questions? Okay, we'll see everyone back on August 8th.
Judge, we got Mr. Bowie in-house. I need about 5 minutes to go over the paperwork with him and we'll be ready to go.
Absolutely, take your time. Miss Field, I don't know why it's so rocky today. We're usually pioneers getting all this stuff handled. We haven't had this kind of issues in a while. So we'll investigate on our end and try to figure that out. But sorry for the inconvenience this morning and this afternoon. I appreciate your patience and you sticking with us. Yes, thank you, Ms. Phil. Have a good day. Yes. Hang on, hang on a second, I want to do just a breakout. Are we ready, Mr. Bowie?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Schmidt, Mr. Bowie. All right, this is cause number CR 16-232. CR 16-232, State versus Ernest Jerome Bowie, I believe we're set for plea today, is that correct, Mr. Schmidt?
That is correct, Judge. We're ready to proceed. Mr. Bowie is prepared to plead true to counts 1 through 8. I've talked to Mr. Hartwell, the state's going to abandon count 9. And he's currently correcting page 2 of your judgment to reflect that paragraph A violation contained in count 9 is removed from the judgment. Do you have the terms of the plea agreement, Judge?
Yes, sir, I do. Let me repeat those to you here and you tell me if they're correct. On the plea of truth, state's recommending guilty adjudicated, revocation, 3 years TDC, balance of financials, 8 days jail, or 8 days credit towards the time that he's already spent in jail to the second degree murder.
That's correct.
Okay. All right, Mr. Bowie, if you raise your right hand, place you with oath. Mr. Bowie, do you swear that the testimony you give to the court today would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help me God.
Yes, we can. I do.
Okay, thank you, sir. You can lower your hand. Yeah, just speak up loudly and clearly for me. We have a little technical difficulty. Mr. Bowie, you appeared before the court on October 24th of 2017. You pled guilty to the second degree felony offense of burglary of habitation. The court heard the evidence that day, entertained a plea agreement and followed a plea agreement. And the court deferred a finding of guilt, placed you on community supervision for a period of 8 years. Assessed fines, court costs. Actually, I think there was a zero fine, assessed court costs, restitution, and reimbursement fees. It was during that period of community supervision that the state filed its motion to adjudicate, I believe its first amended motion to adjudicate, and then finally its second amended motion to adjudicate. They filed that on June 13th, 2023. Have you had sufficient time to talk to Mr. Schmidt, your attorney, about that second amended motion to adjudicate and what's being alleged against you?
Yes, sir.
All right, do you feel like you've had enough time to talk to him about these things and that you understand everything that you've read and signed today?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Schmidt, do you believe Mr. Bowie to be competent today? You explained to him his rights contained in this motion.
Yes, sir.
And you believe that he's entering into this agreement intentionally, knowingly, and voluntarily, correct?
I do.
All right, Mr. Bowie, I'm going to ask you at this time, how do you plead to counts 1 through 8 as contained in the state's amended motion, with the court taking notice that the agreement abandons count 9? How do you plead to counts 1 through 8? Are those counts true or not true?
True.
Are you telling me that each one of those counts is true because of fact it is true, but you're not just saying that so you can get a certain plea agreement?
That's true.
All right, thank you, Mr. Bowie. Has anyone threatened or forced you to plead true to any of these counts today? Are you doing this of your own free will and accord?
And nobody. Nobody.
No one pressured you? All right, then the court will accept the defendant's pleas of truth for counts 1 through 8. Mr. Schmidt, is there any objection to the admission of the defendant's waiver of rights in his plea of truth?
No objection.
All right, that is admitted and the court takes judicial notice of the defendant's judicial admission. Is there anything further from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Anything further from the defense?
Nothing further, Judge, but that, is that printing now? Okay, nothing further. We've got the corrected judgment coming through. We're ready to go. Okay.
All right, Mr. Bowie, then based on your judicial confession and the evidence before the court finds that you have violated the terms and conditions of your community supervision. Court will follow the plea agreement you reached with the state. The court, upon that finding of true, hereby adjudicates your guilt, convicts you of burglary of a habitation, a second degree felony offense. The court revokes your community supervision, assesses your punishment at 3 years confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Institutional Division, and orders you to pay the balance of your financial obligations. That includes restitution in the amount of $36,886, court costs in the amount of $353, and reimbursement fees in the amount of $140. The court awards you 8 days credit towards your sentence for the time that you've already spent in jail on this cause. Mr. Bowie, you're hereby remanded to the custody of the sheriff so he can carry out the terms and conditions of the sentence. I'm going to have you be fingerprinted by Deputy Martinez. And once you get out of TDC, you're still going to be required to pay your court costs, fines, restitution, things of that nature. So once you get out, I need you to report to the courthouse so we can make arrangements to figure out how to put you on some kind of payment plan so we can keep you out of jail. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Bowie.
Right.
I feel like you don't want to help us figure the mystery out.
Yeah, there you go.
Have a great meeting.
You too.
All right, I believe that concludes our criminal docket. Well, actually, no, that doesn't. Mr. Trejo is to report to the court at 3 p.m. over here at the courthouse. So once he arrives, then the court will address Mr. Trejo and his arraignment and status on attorney. So of course, we'll stand at recess until 3 p.m. But that will conclude the jail bond.